Have you ever wondered why some people seem to make such a big difference in our lives, while others go unnoticed? Have you ever found yourself reflecting on how you can become such an impactful presence that your absence is really missed? In a world where we are constantly bombarded by distractions, how can we cultivate an authentic and meaningful presence? We live in a time where attention is one of our most valuable resources, but also the most scarce. At all times, we're torn between multiple tasks, incessant notifications, and the pressure to be productive. With so much going on, it's easy to get lost and forget to actually be present. True connection seems to become increasingly rare. But what if I told you that there is a way to not only be more present, but also to leave a deep mark on the lives of those around you? In this video, we will explore the power of presence and how you can transform your life and that of others through simple and profound practices. Let's understand why presence is so powerful, what prevents us from being truly present, and how we can use the principles of Stoicism to cultivate a presence that truly makes a difference. You'll find that being truly present isn't just a matter of being physically by someone's side, but of being mentally and emotionally available. Let's learn together how the practice of gratitude, self-reliance, and empathy can transform how we connect with others. And more importantly, how these simple acts can make people miss you when you're not around. You'll learn practical techniques to really be in the moment, how to make a positive impact with small gestures that make a big difference, how to leave a lasting impression by cultivating authentic and meaningful relationships. In such a fast-paced and shallow world, being a genuine and meaningful presence is an act of value. It is a path to true connection and to leave a legacy that resonates in people's minds. This will help you not only in your own life, but it will also become a source of inspiration and support for those around you. You will find that as you are more present, you begin to live a fuller and more meaningful life. So get ready for a transformative journey. Let's discover together the power of presence and how you can make a difference and be missed. But before we start, have you ever wondered how to live a fuller, more meaningful life? Do you want to discover the secrets of the ancient Stoic sages, to face the challenges of everyday life calmly and wisely? Then you're in the right place. Here you will have access to the best videos on Stoic wisdom, ancient knowledge, and personal development. Imagine being able to transform your life, achieve emotional balance, and live according to your deepest values. All this and much more is at your fingertips. Don't waste time. Subscribe now and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on any new content. Each video is an opportunity for growth and reflection, with practical tips and powerful insights that can change your life. Create relationships that thrive. The quality of our relationships profoundly shapes our journey in life. Investing in connections that promote mutual growth is key to healthy and sustainable personal development. This involves surrounding yourself with people who support your goals, respect your boundaries, and encourage your well-being. It is not only about seeking new friendships or partnerships, but also about evaluating and strengthening existing relationships. Healthy relationships are marked by open communication, mutual respect, and a balanced exchange of support. These elements create an environment where we feel valued, understood, and safe, providing fertile soil for our personal development. Aristotle, in his work Nicomachean Ethics, reminds us that friendship is a soul that inhabits two bodies, a heart that dwells in two souls. This deep connection helps us flourish, nurturing both our spirit and our mind. On the other hand, toxic or one-sided relationships can perpetuate harmful attachment patterns and hinder our growth. When we are involved in such relationships, our energy is drained and our potential is stifled. It is essential to recognize and break away from these negative dynamics in order to allow our true selves to emerge. As Marcus Aurelius teaches us, love only what happens to you and is intertwined with your own luck. Nothing is better suited to your needs. Investing in relationships that reflect our values and goals helps us recognize our own worth. This process can include setting new boundaries, effectively communicating our needs, and in some cases, pushing away people who belittle or devalue us. Developing and maintaining healthy relationships requires conscious effort and an ongoing commitment to mutual understanding. Seneca, in his letters to Lucilius, reminds us, "Associate with those who can improve you, and welcome those you can improve." This underscores the importance of surrounding ourselves with individuals who not only respect our boundaries, but also challenge us to be better. Enriching relationships are those in which there is a constant exchange of growth and learning, where both sides feel benefited and valued. As we cultivate these positive connections, we become better able to let go of the harmful attachments of the past. We focus on what truly enriches our lives and contributes to our continued growth. This not only strengthens us individually, but also creates a positive impact on our social network, fostering an environment of mutual support and development. As you evaluate your relationships, ask yourself, does this person help me grow? Does this relationship reflect my values and goals? If the answer is no, it may be time to reevaluate and make adjustments. By focusing on relationships that thrive, you'll find more joy, support, and a sense of belonging that is crucial to your well-being. Living without fear. Living without fear is a deep and transformative goal, which requires an internal journey of self-knowledge and courage. When we decide to let go of certain aspects of our lives, we are often faced with the fears that underpin them, whether they are the fear of failure, rejection, change, or even losing comfortable habits. Identifying and understanding these fears is the essential first step to overcoming them. When exploring the origin of our fears, we can use various tools such as personal reflection, writing, or therapy. These practices help to unravel the deep roots of these emotions, revealing how they influence our actions and decisions. Meditating on our fears can be liberating. Marcus Aurelius advises, "If you are distressed by something external, the pain is not due to the thing itself but to your estimation of it, and this you have the power to revoke at any time." Acknowledging our fears allows us to question their validity and relevance in our current life. Many of the fears we carry may be vestiges of past experiences or limiting beliefs that no longer apply to our reality. When we manage these fears, we can reevaluate our perceptions, paving the way for new experiences and understandings. As Seneca teaches us, courage leads to the stars and fear to death. In addition to understanding and acknowledging our fears, facing it requires a significant dose of courage and action. It is necessary to put ourselves in situations that we would normally avoid, those that bring out our greatest fears. By directly confronting these fears, we begin to realize that many of them are not as insurmountable as we imagined. By overcoming these challenges, we become more resilient and empowered. When we face our fears, we free our mind from their clutches, making us more apt to let go of people, things, or situations that no longer serve us. This process not only promotes our personal growth, but also facilitates a more authentic and free life. By letting go of fears, you will find a new sense of lightness and freedom. The ability to live without fear allows you to connect more deeply with your true essence, embracing life with more authenticity and courage. This does not mean that we will never feel fear again, but that we will learn not to be controlled by it. Life becomes more vibrant and full of possibilities when we are not hostages to our fears. So remember that he's just a shadow of the past that doesn't have to dictate his present. Face it with the courage that comes from self-knowledge and stoic wisdom. Every step toward overcoming your fears is a step toward a fuller, more meaningful life. Practicing self-reliance. Self-reliance is one of the pillars of Stoicism, and cultivating this quality can profoundly transform the way we live. Practicing self-sufficiency involves relying more on oneself to achieve happiness and contentment, rather than relying on external factors or the actions of others. As Seneca wisely pointed out, it is not that we have little, but that we desire more that is the cause of our dissatisfaction. In essence, self-reliance teaches us to find fulfillment within ourselves, without relying on external validations. To begin cultivating self-reliance, it is helpful to identify activities and practices that you can do on your own that provide you with true joy and fulfillment. This can include hobbies that you enjoy, such as reading, exercising, meditation, or any other activity that resonates with your personal passions and interests. By dedicating time to these practices, you begin to build a solid foundation of inner contentment. By becoming more self-sufficient, you reduce your emotional dependence on the people around you. This process, paradoxically, can make the people around you miss you more intensely, because you become a stronger and more independent presence in their lives. Self-sufficiency does not mean isolating or withdrawing from others, but rather strengthening your ability to be happy and fulfilled on your own. This creates a space where relationships can flourish from a base of inner strength rather than necessity. As Marcus Aurelius taught, true happiness is living according to nature. Living according to our own nature means recognizing our ability to find joy and contentment within ourselves. When we seek happiness externally, we are constantly at the mercy of circumstances and the actions of others. But when we find this happiness within us, we become more resilient and less vulnerable to external fluctuations. The practice of self-reliance also involves a deep understanding that control over our happiness resides primarily in our own hands. It is an invitation to become more aware of your emotions, choices, and reactions, rather than relying on the validation or approval of others. This emotional independence not only strengthens our well-being, but also improves our relationships with others, as we become more stable and confident partners. So as you work on building your self-sufficiency, remember that this is an ongoing process of self-discovery and empowerment. Engage in activities that bring you genuine joy and dedicate yourself to being happy on your own. This practice will not only enrich your personal life, but also appeal to others in a more authentic and profound way. Prioritize what matters. Have you ever wondered why we often feel like we're always busy, but at the end of the day it feels like we haven't accomplished anything truly meaningful? In a world full of distractions, where we are constantly bombarded by information and requests, it is easy to lose sight of what really matters. The Stoic philosophers such as Seneca, Epictetus, and Marcus Aurelius teach us to value what is essential for our well-being and to detach ourselves from the superfluous. Seneca, for example, said that life is long if we know how to use it. This quote leads us to a deep reflection. Are we really utilizing our time in a way that benefits our mental and physical health? Or are we just filling our days with activities that wear us out and take us away from our true goals? Let's analyze our basic needs: health, safety, love, and self-esteem. These are the foundations on which we build a balanced and meaningful life. From the moment we start to prioritize these aspects, we start to see a transformation in our perception and our choices. First, consider your health. Without health, all other achievements become insignificant. Stoic wisdom guides us to take care of the body and mind, as they are the tools through which we experience life. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, reminds us that the health of the spirit depends on detaching ourselves from pleasures and pains. That is, we must seek a state of balance, where we are not dominated by excessive desires or intense aversions. Next, think about security, not only in a physical sense, but also emotionally and financially. Feeling safe allows us to focus on growing and exploring new opportunities without the constant weight of anxiety. Love is another fundamental need, not just romantic love, but self-love and deep connections with friends and family. These relationships are sources of support and joy that enrich our lives. Seneca emphasized the importance of true friendships because no road is long with good company. Finally, self-esteem. Knowing and valuing yourself is crucial to living with purpose and contentment. When we compare these basic needs with our superficial desires, we often realize that we have invested time and energy in things that do not add real value to our lives. This is where re-evaluation becomes crucial. By prioritizing what really matters, we free up mental and emotional space for more meaningful experiences and authentic relationships. On the path of life, detaching oneself from what is temporary and illusory is a constant exercise of self-knowledge and discipline. By focusing on our basic needs, we make room for what really matters and find lasting serenity. Remember the words of Epictetus: "Happiness and freedom begin with a clear understanding of one principle. Some things are under our control and others are not." Each day we must prioritize the essential and live more consciously and fully. Thus, the art of letting go becomes not only an exercise in wisdom, but a path to a richer and more meaningful life. Expand your horizons. Have you ever felt stuck in a rut that no longer contributes to your personal growth? Often, the familiarity and security of our everyday experiences comfort us, but they can also limit us. The Stoics teach us that true wisdom comes from within, but it is through interaction with the external world that we truly test and strengthen our virtues. Expanding our horizons can take many forms. One of the most effective ways is through learning new skills. Whether it's learning a new language, developing an artistic skill, or playing a different sport, each new skill offers us a new way of seeing the world and expressing ourselves. Seneca, in his letters, suggests that as long as you live, continue to learn to live. It reminds us that continuous learning is essential for our growth and well-being. Another powerful way to expand our horizons is through travel. When we venture into unfamiliar places, we are forced to adapt to new environments, cultures, and ways of life. These experiences not only enrich our understanding of the world, but they also teach us about ourselves. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, reflects on the importance of seeing the world from different perspectives. Look at things as if you were seeing them for the first time. Traveling provides us with this unique opportunity to renew our look and reevaluate our priorities. Additionally, participating in different types of communities or social groups can bring about a variety of new interactions that are essential for our personal growth. By exposing ourselves to people with different backgrounds and perspectives, we gain a deeper understanding of human diversity and what truly brings meaning and fulfillment to life. Seneca stated that we are waves of the same sea, leaves of the same tree, flowers of the same garden. This quote encourages us to seek connections and to see the value in each individual we encounter. These new experiences offer us a unique opportunity to explore unknown parts of ourselves. By engaging in varied activities and interacting with new people, every moment becomes a chance to discover something new about our capabilities, interests, and values. This process of self-exploration is key to reevaluating and, if necessary, redefining our priorities and goals. Expanding our horizons also has a powerful effect on our capacity for detachment. When we open ourselves to the new, we diminish the importance of what is familiar and become more adaptable to change. Daily reflective practice, so valued by the Stoics, helps us assimilate these new experiences and integrate them meaningfully into our lives. Epictetus reminds us that the key is to keep the company of people who lift us up, whose presence inspires the best in us. By seeking out these new experiences and connections, we are actually building a path to a richer, more authentic life. Expanding our horizons is not just a matter of seeking out new adventures, but rather of allowing those experiences to shape and enrich our understanding of ourselves and the world around us. By venturing outside of our comfort zones, we cultivate an open mind and a resilient spirit. Differentiate needs from desires. Have you ever stopped to think about the difference between what you really need and what you simply want? Understanding this distinction can transform your perspective on life, ease the emotional burden of complicated relationships, and bring a deep inner peace. This is a fundamental lesson of Stoicism, which invites us to distinguish between the essential and the superfluous. At the heart of this reflection is the idea that needs are crucial elements for our survival and mental well-being. Things like food, shelter, love, and security are non-negotiable for a healthy life. They form the foundation on which we build our existence. On the other hand, desires are those things that, although they may bring temporary pleasure, are not indispensable for our long-term happiness. They are often driven by passing emotions, social pressures, or ingrained habits. As Epictetus wisely said, wealth does not consist in having great possessions, but in having few necessities. This quote leads us to an honest analysis of our lives. By differentiating between what is a need and what is just a desire, we can realize that many of our attachments are actually unnecessary. Ask yourself, is this really something I need for my life or happiness? Or is it just a momentary whim, a convenience that has been imposed on me by outside influences? By answering these questions, you can begin to identify areas of your life where wants are disguised as needs. This identification is crucial to freeing yourself from attachments that do not contribute to your true happiness. Understanding your true needs allows you to value more of what you already have. The practice of expressing gratitude is a powerful ally in this process. By focusing on what you have and what really matters, you find joy in life's simple pleasures and reduce anxiety about always wanting more. Seneca reminds us, true happiness is enjoy the present without anxious dependence on the future. This does not mean that we should deny all our desires, but rather accept them for what they are, complements to our life, not requirements for our fulfillment. Appreciating the present and being grateful for what we have now is a skill that can be developed with practice and conscious intention. Every day we are bombarded with messages that tell us that we need more to be happy. More things, more success, more recognition. But by adopting a Stoic perspective, we can learn to appreciate simplicity and sufficiency. We can turn our desires into healthy motivations without letting them dominate our lives. After all, true freedom comes from within, from a clear understanding of our real needs, and from accepting that everything else is just a bonus. So the next time you feel that internal or external pressure to get something new, stop and reflect. Is this a need or a desire? Be honest with yourself. By practicing this distinction, you will not only reduce emotional burden and anxiety, but you will also find a new depth of contentment and peace. Stoic philosophy teaches us that true and lasting happiness comes from within, and that by differentiating our needs from our desires, we can live a more balanced and satisfying life. Embrace change. Change is an inevitable constant in our lives. Often we resist it, trapped in the comfort of the known, fearing the unknown. However, adopting an attitude of acceptance of change is crucial to our growth and liberation. Change, whether desired or not, brings with it opportunities, challenges, and new perspectives. As Heraclitus said, the only constant in life is change. This simple yet profound truth invites us to embrace the transformations that life offers us. Understanding that the human experience is inherently dynamic can help reduce our resistance and attachment to specific people, objects, or situations. When we accept that everything around us is constantly changing, we begin to value the present more intensely. This acceptance not only eases the pain of disconnection, but also prepares us for new chapters. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, reminds us that the universe is change. Our life is what our thoughts make of it. This reflection invites us to see change as a natural and beneficial process. Adopting an open and curious attitude towards change is essential. Our lives are made up of a series of stages, each with its own value and lessons. Moving out of situations or relationships that no longer serve us creates space for new and rich experiences. As Lao Tzu puts it, those who adapt to change prosper. By accepting change as an integral part of life, we develop flexibility, resilience, and inner peace, qualities that strengthen us during life's inevitable transitions. Resistance to change is often born out of fear of the unknown and attachment to the past. However, by cultivating the courage to let go of what has already fulfilled its purpose, we open doors to new opportunities and growth. Seneca teaches us that no wind blows in favor of those who do not know where to go. This wisdom encourages us to not only accept change, but to navigate it with purpose and direction. By accepting change, we recognize that life is a continuous stream of experiences and learning. Developing the ability to adapt and flow with these changes is essential for a balanced and fulfilled life. Embracing change does not mean resignation, but rather a proactive attitude of continuous growth and evolution. This acceptance gives us the strength to let go with elegance and confidence, allowing us to move forward with lightness and openness to the new. Therefore, when faced with a change, big or small, remember that each transformation brings with it the seed of new opportunities. Embrace change as a natural and essential part of life. Cultivate the flexibility and resilience needed to navigate these transitions with grace. Demonstrate empathy and compassion. In Stoic philosophy, empathy and compassion are not just desirable virtues, but they are essential for building deep and meaningful relationships. While the Stoics are often perceived as emotionally reserved, their life practices and teachings highlight the importance of genuinely connecting with others. As Epictetus says, "Do not worry about others' opinion of you, but about your behavior toward others." Showing empathy and compassion is a way to strengthen social bonds and create truly meaningful connections. This starts with the practice of listening carefully to the concerns and problems of others, without rushing to judgment or offering immediate advice. Often, the simple act of being present and showing that you understand and care can have a profound impact on the people around you. This kind of presence, where we offer our attention and support without hidden agendas, is a powerful way to express our humanity. As Aristotle states in his Nicomachean Ethics, compassion is a response to the suffering of others that moves us to help. By adopting this perspective, we understand that empathy goes beyond a mere emotional reaction. It is a deliberate action that aims to alleviate the suffering of others and strengthen the bonds of solidarity. When people feel like they're truly understood and valued, they're more likely to create and maintain deep bonds with you, missing you when you're not there. Practicing empathy doesn't mean we should sacrifice our own principles or boundaries. Instead, it's about finding a healthy balance between our own integrity and the ability to offer genuine support to others. As Seneca teaches us in his letters to Lucilius, helping others is the surest way to keep one's own mind at ease. By reaching out to support and understand others, we not only help improve their lives, but also cultivate an environment of respect and empathy around us. When we dedicate ourselves to listening to and supporting others sincerely, our very soul is enriched with the colors of compassion and empathy. Through this process, we develop a deeper connection with those around us and simultaneously become more aware of and grateful for the relationships we have. By integrating empathy and compassion into our daily lives, we are building a foundation for stronger and more fulfilling relationships. This effort not only improves the quality of our interactions, but also reflects our ability to live according to the Stoic principles of mutual understanding and respect. Embrace self-love and independence. The journey to self-love and independence is a path of self-discovery and personal growth. To truly distance ourselves from harmful influences, it is critical to identify the factors that are compromising our emotional health and well-being. This process requires careful and honest observation of our daily feelings and reactions in relation to various aspects of our life. Often there are situations or objects in our life that cause us worry, sadness, or anxiety for no apparent reason. As Aristotle teaches us in his Nicomachean Ethics, happiness depends on ourselves. Therefore, recognizing these harmful influences is the first step to transforming our quality of life. Once we have identified these connections that affect us negatively, it is crucial to analyze the impact they have on our life. Ask yourself, are these factors diminishing the quality of my life? Often these influences may reflect old beliefs, patterns of behavior, or expectations that are no longer relevant or useful. As Seneca stated, life is not short, but we make it short to waste time. In other words, by allowing such influences to linger in our lives, we are wasting the time we could invest in our own growth and well-being. The next step is to develop an action plan that can include setting healthy boundaries and clearly communicating your needs. This may involve breaking up relationships that don't contribute positively to your life, or even changing your environment if necessary. Additionally, Getting rid of material possessions that carry negative memories or engaging in new hobbies and activities that are more aligned with your current values can be an important step in this process. The change of environment and the renewal of their interests are ways of symbolizing and effecting their independence. As Marcus Aurelius reminds us, life is what our mind makes of it. By surrounding ourselves with elements and activities that resonate with our true selves, we create an environment that supports our growth and happiness. By embracing self-love and independence, you are allowing yourself to live a life that is more authentic and aligned with your true aspirations. Identifying and distancing yourself from harmful influences is an act of courage and self-respect. Master your desires and set limits. Mastering our desires and setting boundaries is a crucial skill for achieving a balanced and satisfying life. Stoicism teaches us that true inner peace comes from accepting what is out of our control and wisely managing our aspirations. To begin with, it is essential to understand and accept that not all of our desires are within our reach, and many of them may be ephemeral. Problems arise when we become hostages of our desires, incessantly focusing on what we don't have instead of valuing what we already have. This creates a cycle of frustration and dissatisfaction. Ask yourself, is what I desire really vital to my happiness and well-being, or is it just a fad? Distinguishing between real wants and needs, you can see that many of your longings are not as fundamental as they seem. As Marcus Aurelius taught in his Meditations, life is not what you want it to be, but what you make of it. In other words, by focusing on what we already have and expressing gratitude, you can reduce the importance of unfulfilled desires and improve your well-being. By realigning your focus to the positive, you create a mental space where satisfaction and joy prevail over lack. Another effective strategy for managing your cravings is to set realistic and achievable goals. Instead of pursuing goals that are beyond your current capabilities or resources, focus on goals that you can achieve with what you have at your disposal. Not only does this create a sense of accomplishment and progress, but it also helps to combat feelings of inadequacy and build self-esteem. As Aristotle wisely puts it in his Nicomachean Ethics, the goal of life is happiness, and happiness is attained through the practice of virtue. Finally, learning to say no to yourself is key to maintaining balance and inner peace. Setting personal boundaries helps you control momentary impulses and desires, allowing you to focus on long-term goals and true freedom. A healthy balance between desire and self-control is essential for long-lasting well-being. As Epictetus teaches us, freedom is the only true good. All other things are apparent goods. By mastering your desires and setting boundaries, you not only improve your ability to find fulfillment and inner peace, but you also promote deeper, longer-lasting well-being. Find peace in acceptance and understanding. Finding peace in acceptance and understanding can be one of the most difficult steps, but also one of the most liberating on the path of detachment. In Stoicism, this practice is not just a philosophical concept, but a vital tool for serenity and personal growth. Accepting the facts as they are can seem like an arduous task. Often, our tendency is to fight against what we cannot control, wishing that circumstances were different. This constant desire for change only serves to increase our frustration and suffering. Instead, acceptance involves recognizing and understanding that there are aspects of life that are beyond our domain. This does not mean resignation or passivity, but rather a deep understanding that some things are simply what they are. As the Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius taught in his Meditations, accept everything that happens, whether it is good or bad, for it is a reflection of the universal order. By accepting the facts as they are, we release the energy we previously spent on resistance and denial. This process allows us to redirect our energy to what we can really control, our reactions and attitudes in the face of situations. Instead of fighting against the flow of life, we can learn to swim with it, adjusting our responses in a more conscious and balanced way. Developing compassion for ourselves and others is an essential aspect of this acceptance. This involves recognizing that everyone is doing the best they can with what they have at the moment. By accepting people and situations without judgment, we create an inner space of peace that is key to letting go. Acceptance allows us to see situations and people with new eyes, free from the shackles of criticism and resentment. As Seneca wrote in his letters to Lucilius, "There is nothing nobler than living according to nature, which implies accepting events as they are and finding serenity in understanding." This perspective helps us cultivate a state of inner peace, promoting healthy detachment and true emotional freedom. Instead of fixating on what we can't change, we can focus on what we can do to improve our own experience and that of others. Cultive or internal control. True inner liberation often begins with a fundamental tenet of Stoicism, the recognition that we have control only over our own actions and reactions, not over the actions of others or the external environment. This deep understanding can bring unexpected calm and renewed clarity to your life. By internalizing the idea that we can only control our own responses, you begin to channel your energy into changing what's really within your reach. This means focusing on how you react to situations and how you behave, rather than getting frustrated with what's beyond your control. Stoicism teaches us that by accepting the things we can't change, we free up precious space to focus on what we can change, our attitudes and actions. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If anyone does evil to you, remember that his evil is not yours, it is evil for himself." This perspective encourages us not to react impulsively to the actions of others, but to maintain serenity and composure, choosing balanced and constructive responses. Maintaining inner peace, even in the face of challenges and adversity, is not a sign of passivity but rather of inner strength and emotional maturity. Focusing on internal control not only improves our self-esteem, but also allows us to act with more enthusiasm and purpose. By cultivating a constructive and centered attitude, we face life's challenges with a more balanced and resilient attitude. It's not about denying reality or ignoring problems, but about addressing them in a way that preserves our peace and our emotional balance. It focuses on your personal growth and the things that really matter to you. This approach not only fosters a sense of control and fulfillment, but also helps us live more in line with our values and goals. Therefore, by cultivating internal control, you will not only find greater peace of mind, but you will also gain the ability to face challenges with more wisdom and balance. Find inspiration. In times of challenge and dissatisfaction, finding inspiration through creativity can be a powerful way to distance yourself from relationships or situations that no longer bring well-being. Creativity, as Stoic philosophy teaches, is not just a form of expression, but an essential tool for personal growth and the discovery of new aspects of our own nature. As the Stoic philosopher Seneca said, "Life is like a play. It doesn't matter how long it lasts, but how well you perform it." Creativity offers a unique way to escape daily worries and connections that don't contribute to your well-being. By engaging in creative pursuits, you not only explore new forms of expression, but you also discover unique aspects of your personality. This could involve painting, writing, music, dance, photography, or any other form of artistic expression that resonates with you. The goal is not to worry about outcomes or external judgment, but rather to fully engage in the creative process and allow your expression to flow naturally. Stoic philosophy teaches us to focus on what is under our control and to accept what is not. Similarly, by investing time in creative pursuits, you can turn pent-up worries and emotions into something constructive and personally meaningful. As Marcus Aurelius wrote in his Meditations, "The universe is change. Our life is what our thoughts make of it." Creativity allows you to process feelings and experiences in a way that words often fail to capture. This process can release built-up tension and strengthen your connection with yourself. Creative exploration is not only a means of expressing emotions, but also a form of personal development. Engaging in creative projects can bring a deep sense of accomplishment and confidence, especially when you're walking away from situations that damage your self-esteem and creativity. Don't be afraid to experiment and fail. Experimentation and mistakes are natural parts of growth and learning. Every attempt, even if it doesn't go as planned, is an opportunity to learn and develop. As the philosopher Arthur Schopenhauer emphasized, art is the deepest expression of individuality. By experimenting with different art forms and creative pursuits, you'll not only expand your creative repertoire, but also discover new interests and passions. Creativity has no limits and can lead you to new paths and discoveries that were previously out of your reach. By finding inspiration in creativity, you not only move away from sources of malaise, but you also connect with a deep, authentic part of yourself. Forging resilience. Resilience is an essential skill for facing and overcoming life's challenges. In the context of Stoic philosophy, resilience is not just about enduring adversity, but about turning it into opportunities for personal growth and learning. As Marcus Aurelius wrote in his Meditations, what is in our power is our attitude and the way we respond to circumstances. Resilience, therefore, starts with our ability to shape our response to the challenges we encounter. When we talk about forging resilience, we're referring to the ability to bounce back from setbacks and hardships with a mindset that sees every challenge as an opportunity to learn and grow. This implies accepting situations as they present themselves without rushing judgments about whether they are negative or insurmountable. Instead, adopting an attitude of acceptance and openness can turn challenges into stepping stones to personal development. The practice of resilience starts with understanding that hardship is an inevitable part of life. Facing obstacles with a flexible and open mindset allows us to learn from them and prepare for future challenges. By accepting situations as they are, instead of fighting reality, you release the energy that would otherwise be spent on resistance and can direct it toward constructive action. Strengthening your resilience also involves creating and maintaining a solid support network. Connecting with trusted friends and family provides a solid emotional foundation that can help you get through difficult times. Sharing your feelings and seeking solace can be extremely helpful, and it also strengthens the bonds that underpin your social network. Developing a positive attitude is another crucial aspect of resilience. Instead of being consumed by feelings of failure or hopelessness, it's more effective to focus on the lessons learned and set realistic goals. Celebrating small achievements along the way is key, as each step taken towards recovery is a significant step forward. By adopting a resilient approach, you not only become better able to face challenges with a balanced attitude, but you also develop an emotional independence that reduces the need for dependence on external factors. Instead of holding on to things or situations that no longer contribute to your growth or happiness, you learn to focus on what really matters. As Seneca stated, adversity reveals genius, prosperity hides it. By forging resilience, you reveal your true inner strength and ability to adapt, turning adversity into opportunities for deeper, more authentic development. Resilience is more than a skill. It is a philosophy of life that enables us to face and overcome adversity with grace and courage. Examining daily. Inspired by Stoic philosophy, the daily practice of examining oneself is a powerful tool for living an authentic and meaningful life. Take a moment of your day to reflect on your priorities, values, and goals. In a noisy and frenetic world, inner silence is essential for finding clarity and discernment. By writing in a journal, you can track your progress, identify patterns, and make decisions that are more aligned with who you really are. As Epictetus said, "It is impossible to live pleasantly without living justly and without living according to your own nature." Self-understanding and self-acceptance are fundamental to a full and fulfilled life. By cultivating an attitude of gratitude and contentment, you free yourself from attachment to external things and find inner peace. By getting to know yourself better, you can make more conscious choices that are aligned with your true values. So take time each day to examine yourself, to connect with your true intentions, and to live a more authentic and meaningful life. Daily reflection is the key to cultivating wisdom, gratitude, and inner peace. Remember that life is a journey of self-knowledge and growth, and the practice of daily reflection is the path to a more meaningful existence that is aligned with your true aspirations. According to the philosopher Marcus Aurelius, happiness belongs to the one who is self-sufficient. So dive deep into yourself, discover your inner truths, and live in authenticity and wholeness. Embracing transience. Embracing the transience of life is essential for cultivating serenity and acceptance in the midst of the constant changes we face. Recognizing that everything is fleeting, including the people and situations that surround us, allows us to loosen the shackles of emotional and mental control. As Epictetus said, "Outward things are only temporary loans, let them go at will." By understanding that impermanence is the fundamental nature of existence, we can learn to flow with change rather than resist it. This helps us deal with the fear, anxiety, and sadness that come with losses and transitions in life. By valuing the present moment and the people around us, without getting overly attached to them, we cultivate a healthy and balanced relationship with the world around us. As Marcus Aurelius taught, every person should live as if he were on the day of his death. Valuing each ephemeral moment reminds us of the importance of living fully in the here and now. By practicing detachment with love and awareness, we are able to love more genuinely and selflessly, without expectations or demands. Gratitude and acceptance flourish when we recognize the transience of all things, bringing peace and serenity to our hearts. Therefore, by embracing the transience of life, we are making room for inner peace and freedom from excessive attachment. Learning to flow with change and accepting that impermanence leads us to a state of greater balance and harmony, empowering us to live more authentically and fully. After all, as Seneca said, life is like a flowing river, not a stagnant lake. May we go with the flow of life with courage, gratitude, and acceptance. Embrace rationality. Draw inspiration from the rationality of the Stoic philosophers to make decisions that are more conscious and aligned with your values and life goals. Separating emotions from facts is essential to clearly see the situations and relationships we are going through, allowing us an accurate and balanced assessment. As Marcus Aurelius pointed out, true happiness is in living in harmony with divine reason, which implies acting in a logical and thoughtful way in the face of adversity and choices that come our way. By questioning the motivations behind our actions and relationships, we are able to wisely discern what is truly beneficial for our growth and well-being. Taking a rational approach doesn't mean ignoring emotions, but rather using them in a balanced way, in conjunction with reason. By carefully considering the alternatives and solutions to the situations we face, we gain clarity and confidence to make informed and healthy decisions. As Cicero taught, reason is the light that guides us in the labyrinth of life. Therefore, by embracing rationality in your choices and actions, you will be walking a path of self-knowledge and personal growth. Allow yourself to be led by the light of reason as you balance your emotions with serenity and discernment. Rationality is the key to living with integrity and wisdom in a world full of challenges and possibilities. Give it time. Embracing time as an ally in the journey of self-knowledge is a practice that allows us to find peace and inner balance. As Marcus Aurelius stated, wisdom lies in being patient when the world is against us, which reminds us of the importance of giving space and time for internal transformations to happen. By taking time for yourself, you allow a healthy distance from situations and relationships that no longer serve you, allowing for a deeper analysis of your thoughts and emotions. Engaging in activities that promote your personal growth, whether through new experiences, intimate relationships, or moments of introspection is key to fueling your journey of self-discovery. The practice of distancing is not an act of permanent isolation, but rather an opportunity to breathe, reflect, and heal. Over time, you may notice a significant change in your worldview and relationships, empowering you to make decisions that are more aligned with your inner truth. Therefore, by giving yourself time and allowing yourself this process of disconnection and self-care, you will be strengthening your ability to know yourself and live according to your most authentic values. His legacy. Reflecting on the legacy you want to leave to the world is a powerful catalyst for assessing whether your current behaviors and relationships are in harmony with your deepest and most enduring values. By questioning whether our choices and relationships are aligned with the legacy we wish to leave, we can direct our energies to what really matters in our lives. The practice of reflecting on our legacy helps us discern what is essential and valuable in our journey, allowing us to focus our efforts on the capabilities we want to develop and the relationships that help us grow and evolve. By living with awareness of the legacy we wish to leave, we are able to make decisions that are more meaningful and aligned with our deepest values. Therefore, by living in congruence with your heritage and purpose, you will be walking a path of authenticity and meaning, positively impacting those around you and the world in which you live. Have you ever stopped to think about how Stoic wisdom can transform your life and relationships? If you want to build deeper connections with the people you love and face life's challenges with a fresh perspective, you can't miss this video on the side. In it, we share powerful insights that will help you improve your approach to relationships and live more fully and consciously, allowing you to enhance your relationship with the people you love. I'll wait for you there. Leave in the comments what you learned or if you have been through some of the situations we discussed. Your experience can inspire others and enrich our community.